welcome back to Smart Okoson TV Show. Today is 10th February 2026, and today's topic title: Finland planning to deport Simon Ekpa back to Nigeria to face Nigerian government in prison. So don't skip any part of the video. Try to watch it to the end because this video is a touching video, and it is something that everybody needs to watch to see the outcome and to see what is really going on between the Finland government and between Nigerian government, because as it's like they are now planning another way, something else, what to do between Simon Ekpa and between the Finland government, because according to what is happening around Nigeria now, so everywhere is shaking, and then the government they have now doing everything possible to make sure that anything concerning the issue of Biafra close. They are doing everything possible to make sure that anything concerning Nigeria, anything concerning the breakup of Nigeria close, end. And they don't want anybody to talk about Biafra or to talk about the issue of Nigerian being occupied by the jihadists. That is the main reason why they are paying such amounts to US lobbies for them to close everything concerning Nigeria and concerning the terrorists or concerning genocide happening in Nigeria. And in this issue, the Nigerian government they are now planning a way of how to deport Simon Ekpa back to Nigeria. So in this video, this our man activist, he explained a lot concerning what Dr. Ngozi Orabueze said in a recent video which she made yesterday. So don't skip any part of it. Try to watch to the end so that for you to understand everything as you're about to watch. Like, subscribe, and make sure you share the video to go around. Let others see what is going on.
Fellow Biafrans, how you all doing? I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media. My people, there is fire on the mountain. Last night, I listened to our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, where she spoke that the Nigerian government, they are planning to kill Simon Ekpa and they are planning to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not only that, there was a change in this Finnish immigration law or their citizenship law, that if somebody is accused of internal sabotage, and they broke down some examples. One of them was terrorism and the rest of that. They said after they face their jail term, according to her, they will be sent back to their country of origin. So it is being rumored that Finland made these changes in their immigration law or in their citizenship, rights, in order to, rope Simon Ekpa into it. And, to see how this so-called 6 years imprisonment, if they succeed in making him guilty despite the appeal, then after 6 years, they will now say he has breached that law for spending 6 years in jail as a terrorist or whatever. That's their plan. And that way they will not have to revoke his citizenship and send him back to Nigeria. When I heard this news from our Deputy Prime Minister, I was worried because I know Nigeria very well. I know how far they could go. Some of you see Finland, you see Sweden, Norway, Denmark as great countries. No, go and check their population. They are very, very small. The population of those countries are very, very small. So the might of Nigeria from the crude oil from Biafra land can make them to sway easily. It can make them to dance to the tune of Nigeria. What do I mean? For example, we now know that so-called Nigeria is a shithole country, a disgraced country, but there are still some family members, some households that are doing very, very well financially. The family might be having a good time in Nigeria, but Nigeria in a whole is in a mess. The same thing, some countries might have some great GDP, according to the, the economic metrics, we'll see them as doing well economically and the rest of them. But because they are just very, very small countries. So Denmark is a small country. They are doing fine, yes, but Nigeria can woo them with oil and gas. And as we see what's going on so far, it seems they've done that. So also, me trying to be fair and balanced in my analysis, I went to those from the other side. I also heard from, the guys from BRGIE, not the one from Ogenkere's camp. No, I'm talking about Van and the rest of them. I went to hear what they were saying, and they also said they were more specific on the date of our leader Simon Ekpa's court case, being the appeal start from the 5th of August. And not only that, I also heard from the one they call Adadi Olama. She also said she went to Finland and she saw Simon Ekpa, and she came back and said the court date is from the 5th of August. So in hindsight, I felt, okay, I've heard what they said. And I've also heard from Van where he said the lawyers, a lawyer whatsoever from Simon Ekpa is saying that law might not affect them or might not affect him. The 6 years law of cancelling your citizenship and all those things. But I want to go with the narrative of Dr. Ngozi Oruagbeze. Hence, I will play a snippet of what she said. Then I will take you back to my analysis to show you what I've done so far in finding out what's really going on in Finland. In terms of the law, the new immigration law, how and why, the effects, the pros and cons of that new law. And, I'll try to explain some of those caveats there, those tricky areas, those gray areas that people might not be able to interpret effectively. So if you're ready for now, let us listen to Dr. Ngozi Oruagbeze as she, speaks for like 2 or 3 minutes, and from there, I'll carry on with the analysis. I'm doing this because Simon Ekpa has said we should make peace. Nnamdi came and said we should make peace. So far, I'm the only one making peace. I have not cussed out anybody, any group. I'm making peace. But those who claim to be lovers of Nnamdi and Simon Ekpa, I'm seeing you guys, you are still doing videos, attacking yourselves, insulting yourselves. I need to see maturity in you guys. Stop the attack and let us focus on the enemies. Today as we speak, America is now in Nigeria. So what the hell are you guys doing attacking yourself? Stop the friendly fire and let us face the focus on the Nigerian satanic Islamic government coming to enslave us in our land. So please, without any much further ado, I present to you a few words from the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oruagbeze. Let's go there.
Our Prime Minister, do not be deceived. When they issued the exchange, they changed their IT information, press information.
Take it back a bit.
To the changes that Finland has made in this past couple of months. Those changes were targeted to our Prime Minister. Do not be deceived. When they issued the exchange, they changed their IT information, press information, giving them the power to exchange information between countries. It's all about forwarding information about Biafrans to the Nigerian terrorist state. That is exactly what they are doing. The immigration laws that Finland has changed, it is because of Simon Ekpa. Let no one be confused about that. A country that is working closely with the Nigerian state has changed those laws to stop the freedom of Biafra people.
Listen.
The PM's defense cannot be successful for Biafra because the people around him are not dedicated to Biafra liberation.
Listen.
We all witnessed the one that came out to claim he is the new Prime Minister of Biafra. He has replaced the Prime Minister. These were individuals. Replace the Prime Minister. These were individuals that were around PM during the first trial of the past 6 years.
Okay, get it.
The PM's defense is not successful for Biafra because the people around him he has relations with are not dedicated to Biafra liberation. The Finns around him, the Finnish citizens around him, they are not invested in the liberation of Biafra, regardless of what they say. The Finns around the Prime Minister are not invested in the liberation of Biafra. They may pretend, they may tell all the story, they may say they were born in Nigeria, their grandmother was in Nigeria, their grandfather was in Nigeria. They are not invested in the liberation of Biafra. That was why they were confused with the group of unemployed that made them lie, all sorts of lies during the initial trial that landed the Prime Minister and then back jail for 6 years.
Evelyn,
Same people.
listen.
The PM must cut ties with Finland emotionally and eventually physically. The Finns have disowned him and are as wicked as the Nigeria towards Biafra.
Listen.
Everything about Biafra and Nigeria in that verdict, they never appeared 6 years, is a Nigerian lie. Nigerian lie.
Listen.
The lawyers are allowing that to stand because they are things.
Listen.
And cannot accuse their own country of dishonesty and criminality. On this note, I end it. They are going to allow the few cabinet members that have 1 or 2 things to say. Honorable Uche, I don't know if you're here to add on to this.
Okay, thank you very much, our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. BRGIE, the Deputy Prime Minister of USB, a country that was redeclared on the 29th of November 2024. So, permit me, I will have to go a bit intellectual and break down some of the key points of this new immigration law. And I hope you can follow me in this analysis. If you're ready, let's go there. Alright, so as you can see, what you're seeing here is the response I got were translated from Finnish to English. I asked some specific questions to find out what's really going on with this 6 years law, this new law about, citizens, being sent back to their home country if they have some issues or if they've spent more than 6 years imprisonment. So the response I got is this: no, Finland does not have a law saying that if someone is jailed for 6 years, their citizenship is automatically cancelled and they are sent back to their country of origin. This is not correct. Here is what the actual law says based on current changes up to the late 2025 and early 2026. Here is what the law actually says based on current changes up to date late 2025 to early 2026. So this is the latest law that we have, the latest Finnish law when it comes to immigration, citizenship, and the rest. Follow me on this journey, please. Follow me and let's get intellectual on this one. So the first one says here, there is no automatic rule like 6 years in prison. citizenship cancelled. There is no general rule that a prison sentence, for example 6 years, automatically causes loss of Finnish citizenship or deportation. Finnish citizens, whether native born or naturalized, normally keep their citizenship even if they commit crimes. Finnish citizens, whether native born or naturalized, normally keep their citizenship even if they commit crimes. In the case of Simon Ekpa, he was a naturalized Finnish citizen. Let's continue. Let's continue on this one, please. Follow me on this one. Follow me. Next one says, citizenship can only be revoked in very specific, serious cases. Now, this is where you now see the gray area that Dr. Ngozi Orabezu was speaking about. Citizenship can only be revoked in very specific, serious cases. Finnish law allows citizenship revocation only in limited situations, mainly serious crimes against Finland's vital interest. For example, terrorism, treason, and espionage. Serious crimes against Finland's vital interests. For example, terrorism, treason, and espionage. Serious crimes against Finland's vital interests. For example, terrorism, treason, and espionage. Let's continue a little bit more. Next one says, very serious offenses connected to national security. Very serious offenses connected to national security. Third one says, cases where citizenship was obtained using false information or fraud. Cases where citizenship was obtained using false information or fraud. This is very, very tough. But let's continue, because this is the latest changes in the immigration law of Finland. Let's continue. I'll keep going to the top. It now says, these rules already existed and have been expanded slightly, but they apply only in exceptional cases, not ordinary crimes. They apply only in exceptional cases, not ordinary crime. When something is exceptional, when a case is exceptional, that's when things like this can apply. I hope you're getting the gist now. And when you break down the meaning of exceptional, in most cases it means something unusual, something that is not typical, something unusual, something outstanding, something that is not typical. That thing is exceptional. You understand? So when it's not unusual, when it's unusual, when it's not typical, when it is outstanding, then it is exceptional. Let's continue with the breakdown. Let's continue with the breakdown. Now we now have important points. It says, the person must usually have another citizenship. Finland cannot make someone stateless. Important points. The person must usually have another citizenship. Finland cannot make someone stateless. We also in the public, Simon Ekpa has denounced being a Nigerian. In the public, he tore his Nigerian passport and all the medals he won as a sports star for Nigeria. He sent it back to the embassy of Nigeria. In public, he declared he is no longer a Nigerian citizen. So technically speaking, the law should see Simon Ekpa as having just one citizenship, which is Finland.
Oh yes, that is how it is. You all have heard everything that she said, and everything these our analysts also say. What is there is that let's watch and let's pray to God. We believe that he will not be deported, and the Nigerian government, they are doing every means to make sure that they stop anything concerning Biafra or concerning Nigeria being Islamized, or Nigerian being overwhelmed by those terrorists, and the Nigerian being the issue of genocide that is going on in Nigeria. So everybody is seeing the way the government is paying a huge amount of money to close all those things, to make sure that they did not even hear of it around the world. So that is how corrupt, evil, and how the country is. Well, I would like to hear your comment down below. What do you think about the whole thing going on in Nigeria? Like, subscribe, and share the video to go around. Let others see what is happening in Nigeria. Say thank you for watching.